Hi, and welcome to another edition of Abraham Chicks, the show where there is amazing women that are living the law of attraction. And I'm so excited to have my guest here today, who's called Sarah Lawrence. And Sarah is a coach, a motivational speaker, a true liver of the law of attraction. And she's here to help us find the loves of our lives. So who doesn't want to find their soul partner or the perfect dream partner? So I'm so excited to have you here. Hi, Sarah.
Hi, Tina. Thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
Where are you calling in from today? Where are you?
I'm from Mammoth Lakes. It's a tiny town in California. Not many people have heard of it. And it's not your typical town that you would think of in California. It's on the mountain, so it's a ski resort. So I have a lot of, well, not right now because it's the summer, but in the winter, especially the last winter, we just had a lot of snow. But it's been fun.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's nice to have the contrast of the sun and the snow. So let's jump straight in, because people that are watching this, there's going to be so many people that are thinking, okay, how do I find my dream relationship? How do you even start the process for them?
So, well, I have this 5 steps to becoming a law of attraction badass. And this actually works for attracting anything into your life. I use it, of course, to attract the relationship that you deserve. And whether you're in a relationship or you're just looking for the man of your dreams, this process can help. And it can also help with anything else.
Yes.
So the 5 steps that I have to becoming a law of attraction badass.
Oh,
Number
nice.
1. So start off getting clear on what it is that you want. It's super important. A lot of people go around knowing exactly what they don't want. And they talk about that, and they talk about how much they hate their job and how much they hate their body and how unhealthy they are. And you know, to start going with the law of attraction, you got to turn it around and start talking about what you do want and talk about what you already have in your life.
Yeah.
That's fabulous and that you want to attract more of.
So if I was looking for my dream man, which currently I am, if you're out there. So how do I start this process? Do I literally just start making a list of all the qualities that I like? I mean, how specific should I get?
Yeah. So getting clear, it's good to write it down. Some people are really, so it depends who you are. If you're more of a visual person, visualization is what I would totally recommend. But before you visualize, writing some details down, because sometimes when you're visualizing, you get a bit stuck and you're not sure what you want to think, what you want to imagine. Mm-hmm. So just getting it in your head, writing it down, visualizing it until it's completely clear, until you, and it's really not about, oh, he's holding my hand, oh, he's kissing my cheek. It's really about the feeling. So feel that feeling. It's actually a muscle in the brain that you need to exercise. So it's important to visualize every day, even just a couple minutes, 4 or 5 minutes every day. And then the brain will start getting better at this. Your imagination will start getting better. Some people are more natural at it than others.
It's really just stepping into that daydream, isn't it? Where you can sit for 5 minutes with your cup of coffee and just imagine how you feel when they're with you. And is it exciting? Is it romantic? Is it sensual? You really step into that.
And getting into the feeling of it. Yeah. So I actually have a story about getting clear. Okay. I've actually, before I even heard of the law of attraction, I believe it's always been in me. Like I've always known it. It's been ingrained in me. And I've always been very good at visualizing. And as a child, I always used to, every birthday wish before falling asleep, I would dream of becoming a performer. That was my thing. I would visualize, I would see myself on stage. And I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know if I was acting or singing, but that doesn't really matter because I really got in tune with the feeling of it. Mm-hmm. Just the people in front of me, everybody looking at me. And as I got older, life took over and I started just getting a normal job. But I was always around performance. I had friends because that was, something I loved. And some of my friends were going to a dancing audition. And I just went along to watch the audition with them. And while they were doing the audition, I remember looking at them going, I know how to do this. I can totally do this. And of course, they had been to school. They had trained in dance. And I hadn't been trained in any way, any form or fashion. But I knew I could do it because I had it. It was in me because I'd already practiced it mentally. I'd practiced.
You'd already lived it. Yeah.
Right. And so while the girls were on a little break, I'm like, I want to sign up and just try it. Why not? And I borrowed one of the girls' shoes that were probably like 2 sizes too big for me. Went and signed up. And as I auditioned, I remembered this is familiar. I wasn't physically trained, physically ready, but mentally I was ready.
Yeah. The energy was there. You were following the energy of the feeling. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Love it.
And I got the job, and I ended up, that was the first job of traveling around the world dancing for years. And I was around people that were trained and I wasn't. But my dream came true, and I'm still on stage. I'm still doing motivational speaking. So it's a familiar feeling for me.
Yeah. That's such a cool story. And your friends that you went to the audition with, did they get the job as well?
One of them did, a couple of them didn't. And
that must have been a bit strange. They were like, you came along just for support, right?
Actually, it was strange for them, but they were super surprised and supportive. So
I love it.
It was a great day.
That really gets you into that stage of, you don't ask how it's going to happen. You'd already set it up and you'd asked for it and you knew that you wanted it. And then this opportunity happened. Absolutely. And it just felt natural to go with it.
Right. You follow your guidance. Absolutely.
Yeah. What kind of dance were you doing?
Well, it was kind of a mixture. It was more like hip hop, jazz, modern kind of stuff. It was like for, cabarets, and there was a singer and we would be in the back of the singer, and then there would be like a little modern dancing. It was like a variety show.
How fun.
Yeah.
How fun. Yeah. Cool. So that's an example of step one of really asking for what you want and really visualizing it. What's the next step?
So step 2 is to really believe it and believe in yourself. Believe it can happen. And the best way to get into that is affirmation, is to use affirmations and to get in. When you think something over and over again, then it will become ingrained. So just kind of fake it till you make it kind of thing.
Yeah. How do you, I have another, no, sorry. I was going to say, how do you, because with law of attraction, it's like every story is 2 stories. So you either come from the lack mentality of, I don't have a boyfriend, and then you attract, I don't have a boyfriend, or you come from that belief of, I'm getting a boyfriend, and so you attract in what you want. How do you help people to overcome? Because if their belief isn't there, and sometimes even affirmations, if you're saying things that you don't believe, can attract the opposite. And I know this is like a real skill within law of attraction. And what sort of suggestions have you got for that?
So I actually have that in step 3.
Oh, okay. I'm jumping ahead.
Okay. So let's just hang on 1 second with the belief, and then we'll totally address that question after number 3. So I have an example for believing in yourself and how that can change everything. Cool. So again, when I was young, you'd probably appreciate this. I was raised in England, and they have this thing called sports day at school, where I don't think they have this in America, where all the parents come and see how competitive we all are. Kind of strange, and we do races, we do like egg and spoon races and jumping in sacks and stuff. And even I remember that we even had like a practice run the day before. We went out and we practiced this sports day, and I was doing a 100-meter race, and I remember waiting at the start line. And I remember turning to my friend next to me and saying, I'm going to be rubbish at this. Like I can't even run. I'm terrible at this. And even at that young age, I remember hearing myself going, well, that's probably not a good thing to say just before the whistle goes off. And I ran, and I actually came in 3rd, which was a surprise. I was surprised at myself that I came in 3rd. But I remember thinking back, well, if I didn't say that, and maybe if I actually thought that I was a good fast runner, and I believed in myself a little bit more, I was a deep little girl, then maybe I would do better. So the next day, it was the very next day, and I had it in my head. I was focused at the start line, and I was going, I can do this. I can win. And the whole time I was running, I can win. I believe in myself. And that time I came first. So it was a big difference between the 2 days, just from the way that I was thinking.
It's so powerful to see that. Even you can do this very simple test where you sit there thinking, I am weak, and somebody can push your arm down.
Absolutely.
And then if you think I am strong, it's harder. That was one of the things that really got me into the power of the mind when I was younger.
Right. And it could just be an instant. Just a change of thought.
It's so interesting. It's so it's just you talking about sports day. I'm in the Caribbean at the moment, and yesterday the little local village had a sports day with all these
Aww.
kids running literally in the street with their egg and spoon and jumping in their sacks, and they were getting money. And I was like, we didn't ever get money. I think that would have motivated me more.
Yeah, I would have really got going on my affirmation.
To step 3.
Step 3 is releasing any limiting beliefs that's in your way.
Right.
So it's getting rid of all of that shit that's going on in your mind. There's so many techniques out there that can help you. I actually use EFT tapping, emotional freedom technique,
yes,
to help clients and to help myself.
How do you know it is a limiting belief? Because sometimes somebody will be saying, you know, I want a boyfriend, or I want to attract in my love partner, and they genuinely believe that that's what they're doing. How do you know it's a limiting belief?
Well, it's whether it serves you. I mean, we go around with our beliefs and we think it's fact. And just being aware, just noticing, listening to our mind talk, and realizing that our beliefs, really, we can choose our beliefs. We can decide what we want to believe. And so if it's a belief that you don't want, and it's a belief that you think is not serving your end result and what your aim is, then it can be changed. And people don't, you know, a lot of people don't realize that you can change a belief. It's not something that's stuck with you forever.
Yeah. So you use EFT. How would that work for people, or is it a long process for them to?
Well, no, it's actually simple. It's actually really easy. It's like acupuncture and psychology mixed together. So instead of using needles, you can use your fingertips, and you can just do it on your own. You don't need anything else. And just tapping on certain points in your body while voicing the truth of how you feel. So, you know, usually we start with, if you have a limiting belief or you want to let go, or even fears, and just talking it through while tapping on these points. That's how the healing happens. See, we get certain beliefs and fears stuck in our meridian system, and they get stuck, and then the blockage happens, and, you know, you don't feel free and can't move forward. And so as you tap on these points, the energy starts to move around. And sometimes you can even feel the energy tingling as you do it. It's an amazing tool to have.
Cool. And for people that are at home that might not know about EFT, what would be the first step for them to sort of recognizing or releasing their limiting beliefs if they don't have access to using EFT?
Just being aware, as I said, like journaling.
Writing it down is good. Yeah.
Writing down what you believe. Like if you think that all men are assholes and you go around with that belief, it's going to be really hard for you to attract, a man, because you're going to go around seeing that in everybody.
Yeah.
Because
all the good ones are taken. That's what I hear a lot.
Absolutely.
All the good ones are taken when you get to a certain age.
Right. Yeah. And there's no one available in my town.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people think their town is like the town where there's no good men.
Yeah.
I'm too old is another one I've heard.
Yeah.
I hate dating. It's just getting, just finding that negativity in you.
Yeah.
And something that, doesn't serve you.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So you've started dealing with the beliefs that are holding you back. Then what comes next?
Okay. So taking action.
Okay.
So I think a lot of people who learn about the law of attraction, they miss this part.
Yeah.
And think they can sit on their couch and Oprah will call and everything will work out. But we do have to move. We have to take action without thinking about the house, as you mentioned earlier. And it's difficult. So how do I take action without thinking about how I'm going to get there? So my mentor and my teacher, Mike Dooley, talks about the GPS system and refers, taking action without thinking about the house with a GPS. So you get in a car and you start the car. That's taking action. And you type in the end result.
Yeah.
And then you just follow the guidance of the GPS. Take a left here, take a right. So you're really just following your guidance, but you are actually taking action by driving the car at the same time. So just moving forward, just being a yes person, just trying out new things. I have a story when I was younger about how I took action without thinking about the house and without focusing on that. So I used to always visualize, again, getting on a plane. I wanted to live in California, and I visualized being on a plane and the captain saying, okay, well, welcome to flight 53. We're now on our way to Los Angeles, California. And I would see that, and I would, this is what I wanted. I wanted to live in California. I had this dream, but I didn't get caught up in how I'm going to do it. Like, I just used to look out for different opportunities, different jobs, different, events going on in California. Just kept my eye open. And I eventually got an au pair job in San Francisco. And it just all worked out naturally. It wasn't forced. It was just given to me at the right time. And I ended up staying in California and living here now. And I don't actually live in LA, but I get a flight to LA quite a lot. And every time I hear the captain saying, here's your flight to LA, I always remember. It was a reminder of how to not worry about the house and just go for it and take action.
I love that that analogy of the GPS as well, because even if you go off track and you go, you take a different turning or you
take
do something
a legal
else,
U-turn.
It's going to push you back at you. Your guidance is going to pull you back in again.
Right. So it's okay to take the wrong turn.
Yeah.
It's okay. Just doing something wrong is better than not doing anything at all.
Yeah.
Sitting on your couch and doing nothing is not beneficial in any way. Doing something wrong and learning from it and making that U-turn and coming back is what we're here for.
Yeah, totally. That's awesome. So tell me some success stories. What about you? Did you manifest your true love? Did you use this technique for yourself?
Well, this actually goes on to the next step. Perfect segue. Number 5. Yeah, I know, right? Number 5, just letting it go.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you how that moves into that. Just enjoying the meantime and learning from your experiences. This is a big one. Being grateful, letting go, trusting in yourself, and knowing that any obstacles is just a detour in the right direction. So, as I said, life is not about the end result. I used to always think I want to find my happy ever after. And my happy ever after was finding my knight in shining armor, which I did. I found my knight in shining armor. But it didn't fulfill me. It wasn't my happy ever after that I'd always dreamed of. So I learned from getting divorced and going through that I wouldn't be who I am today if I didn't go through my divorce. I wouldn't have learned the things that I needed to learn. I wouldn't be sitting here and being interviewed by you right now.
Yeah.
And I realized that my true happy ever after is right now, is today, is every single day. Yeah. So I haven't, I'm divorced now and I haven't found the one for me yet, because it's, I'm in a process of learning, in a process of enjoying, realizing that I am my happy ever after.
Yeah. And also it's the sifting and sorting. I think something that you might have wanted 5 years ago is not what you want today.
Yeah, that's funny.
Wonderful. So are you currently launching your desire for what you're trying to attract in terms of love now?
Well, I'm actually really enjoying helping other people get into relationships right now. And I'm enjoying just spending this time by myself. I have no doubt it's going to happen in the future. I'm working on my career right now in this coaching and motivational speaking. And yeah, I'm just really enjoying that. And so my happy ever after just changed. It's just now it's shifted onto something else, because that's what life is all about. First, we always start with a desire. Then we go on a journey. Then challenges come in our way. That's how the learning happens. And then we find the happiness. Then we attract in what it is that we've been desiring. And then it ain't no thing anymore. So we start again. We find another desire and go on a journey. And this is what life is all about. It's not about the end result. Life is not about waiting for the storm to pass. It's about dancing in the rain, enjoying the meantime.
Totally. And also, I think recognizing self-love. This is what you're finding. You're finding how to do more things that please yourself. Whereas a lot of people are thinking that a partner's going to complete them or fulfill them, when actually you need to be full first to really attract in what you're looking for,
Right. And that's my main message, is being fulfilled in yourself, whether you're in the perfect relationship or not, because that it comes in full circle. That's how you end up attracting. We as humans are so powerful. We don't realize how powerful we are. And the more we love ourselves, the more we actually can see this power that we have. And the more we can see the power, the easier it is to attract whatever it is our hearts desire.
Wonderful. So when did you actually realize about the law of attraction? Because it sounds like you've been using it since you were a little girl. The thing is, it's a law that we all use. We just are not aware that we're using it. So when did it become very obvious to you that it was an actual law?
Well, I feel like as a grown-up, I was kind of reminded, like I already knew it was already ingrained in me, but I didn't know. I didn't put it into words. But it's interesting that you ask. I have this little note here, and I don't think you can even see this. So it's a little note. I found this in a book a few years ago, like 5 years ago in a book, and it's dated 1988. So I was 11 years old, and it's got the 18th of September. This is so cute. I couldn't believe it when I found this. Mm-hmm. And it was I wrote it from James Allen, As a Man Thinketh. And I have no idea how I got that book at 11 years old. You know, I wasn't raised this way. I wasn't raised around self-help books. I was actually raised very religious, quite different. So I don't know where I got this from. And so it's just a proof to me that it's always been there. And
can you read it? Yeah, can you read it?
Yes, yes. The vision that you glorify in your mind, the ideal that you enthrone in your heart, this you will build your life by, this you will become.
And you wrote that at age 11?
Yeah, I don't know. And I can't remember. I don't know how I got that book. And it just means, and I kept it, you know, I didn't keep everything. I didn't usually keep it, but I kept it. And just finding that made me realize that it's been with me all along, that it's been a belief inside of me.
Wonderful. So what other deliberate manifestations have you had? I mean, obviously the dancing around the world was a pretty good one. What else have you?
Yeah. Well, living in California is another one that was always a dream of mine. And right now, the things that I'm doing and the things that everything about my life right now are things that I've prayed for in the past. Just coaching people and helping people every single day is my passion, and it's you know, it's working, you know, it's happening. It's how I visualized it. It's how I saw it. And I'm visualizing every day growing and, you know, being on stage and seeing people get those aha moments. You know, that's what I've manifested, that I've always dreamed of doing. You know, being on stage, of course, was one of them. And then it kind of shifted into, you know, speaking, being a motivational speaker. And it's just amazing to see the change in people and to see miracles happen around me. Using EFT and the law of attraction has changed my life, and now I get to see it change other people's lives.
Which is very special. It's very special.
It is.
So what's next for you? What else are you hoping to create now in the future?
So I'm working on a book. It's called, well, I'm not really sure of the title yet, but it's Aligning Your Beliefs with Your Visualization. It's about getting your beliefs in line. A lot of people miss this part out of the law of attraction. And to me, taking a look at your limiting beliefs and making sure they're in line with what you want is so important. So that's a book I'm working on. And some traveling to the Caribbean would be amazing too.
You're welcome. You're welcome. We could do a live.
You're an inspiration to me. Just to do more traveling. I would love to be able to have more freedom to travel. Yeah. And that's what I visualize a lot. Going to Bali, going to Fiji, the Caribbean. I actually have a women's retreat coming up in May in Bali. So that's another thing that I've manifested.
Oh, nice.
Which I'm really excited about. And I'm doing that with two of my very close friends. So yes, I'm super excited about that. So every day I'm living my dream right now. And it's all just coming to me, which I'm just so grateful for.
Wonderful. So where can people find you if they want to find out more information about how to work with you? Or
I have a website, www.createtherelationshipyoudeserve.com.
Perfect.
And it's got all kinds of information about EFT, just videos. You can also join right from the website. You can join my Facebook page, which we have just a women's group where we support each other, whether you're in a relationship or not, just growing and you know, improving your relationship, improving your love life. And it's I do like a Monday morning live meditation And it's just a lot of support and wonderful women all joined together.
Wonderful. And I think the magic of being in a group is when you see other people's successes or other people attracting things in that they desire, it gives you more belief, you know, and you're in that vibration to then receive it for yourself as well, which is
absolutely. Yeah. So yeah, just people jumping on saying, I've met him, I'm getting married, and it's an inspiration too. And then of course there's people that are saying, oh my gosh, I went on the worst date last night. So it's just like a ton of girlfriends just hanging out. And
have you got a tally? Have you got a tally of how many weddings you've created?
So, not yet. No, I probably should actually, but you know, it's not really something that I create. It's just guiding people in the right direction.
I know, but it would be fun. You know, you could have a clock timer going down, you know, of how many weddings are happening.
And I love weddings. I should insist that they invite me.
Yes, definitely.
I love weddings.
Oh, Sarah, it's been such a joy to speak to you. Thank you so much for coming on and sharing all your knowledge, and hopefully helping other people to attract in that love, whether it's self-love or a partner or whatever desire they're looking for.
You're happy ever after.
Exactly. You're happy ever after. I like that. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye.